Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the regular meeting of council for the Township of Malahide on May 7th, 2026. I'd like to call the meeting to order at 7. We'll begin with O Canada. Please stand.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command.
Car ton bras sait porter l'épée, il sait porter la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits.
God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you. Next is approval of the agenda. Any changes, additions? No, under announcement, we will we'll have our CEO welcome new member of staff.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm pleased to introduce.
Under an announcement. Sorry. We just need to approve the agenda, right? No, yeah, wait. That's great. So the agenda with the addition under announcement, can I have a mover and or the resolution first? See, I'm
That the
excited.
May 7th, 2026 regular council meeting agenda be approved as presented with the following addition: announcement of new director of finance.
Mover and seconder, please. Counselor Lewis moves, Counselor Cerna second. All those in favor? Motion is carried. Next is disclosure of pecuniary interest. None. We can move on to announcements. CODS.
Thank you, Mayor. I am pleased to introduce Eric Ng, who has joined Team Malahide as a new Director of Corporate Services and Treasurer. Eric brings a wealth of public sector experience, most recently serving as Comptroller with Children's Aid Society of London and Middlesex, where he led a team of 7 staff and reporting to the Finance Committee and Board of Directors. He previously worked as a financial analyst with the Thames Valley District School Board. Eric has over 15 years of experience in accounting, budgeting, reporting, and auditing, and is a chartered professional accountant. Welcome to the team, Eric.
Thank you, Nathan, and it's nice to meet every one of you. Staff has been very helpful in helping me settle in, and I'm very excited to join this team. Thank you.
And I think I can probably speak on behalf of council that we may be even more excited than you are. We're just thrilled that you have chosen to join Team Malahide. Welcome. Okay, our next item is the adoption of minutes. So we have minutes from our meeting on April 16th. Any errors or omissions? Seeing none, may I have the resolution?
That the minutes of the regular council meeting held on April 16th, 2026 be adopted.
Mover and seconder, please. Counselor Wilson moves, Counselor Leach seconds. All those in favor? Motion is carried. We have no public meetings this evening, no delegations, no consent agenda, so we can skip right to item J, unfinished business. So we have a final version of the mailbox policy. Director Gobby, did you want to, or did you want to highlight just what the revisions were?
Through you, Madam Mayor, the last remaining revision was just the addition of some verbiage under section 4, just about using our greatest efforts to fix things rather than just going immediately into replacement. Otherwise, it's the same document that was passed back at that meeting, 17th, April 2nd.
Perfect. Were there any final questions comments on that? No? The resolution, please.
The council hereby approves the finalized mailbox policy incorporating section 4.6 to provide additional clarity as previously directed, and that this version supersede the April 2nd, 2026 version for the purposes of the official public record, and that the effective date of the policy be May 7th, 2026.
Mover and seconder, please. Counselor Leach moves, Deputy Mayor Widner seconds. All those in favor? Motion is carried. Next, under new business, the first item is a consent application. We have Mr. Steele. Welcome.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The owners of this property have filed a consent application, previously originally filed in 2021 to sever a approximately 110-acre farm into two separate parcels. That application had been approved with conditions. However, the owner had failed to complete all of the conditions prior to the 1-year lapse deadline, and so they have resubmitted the application. Since that time, the county has prepared a new official plan, which sets out new minimum lot area requirements for farm parcels, being now that all parcels are to have a minimum lot area of generally 40 hectares in size, whereas the proposed parcels would have areas of approximately 20 and 23 hectares in size. And since staff had to make recommendations based off of decisions that conform to county policies, staff are recommending the application not be supported since it does not meet that minimum lot area requirement. However, should council choose to support the application, recommended conditions have been provided to be included. And that concludes my presentation. Happy to questions from members of council.
Thank you. Questions from members of council? Oh, Councilor Lewis?
Thank you through you, Ms. Mayor. Was it approved back when it went through the first time?
Through Madam Mayor to Councillor, yes, the original application was approved by Land Division Committee with conditions back in 2021. But yeah, since the application is brought forward under current policies, we have to make decisions based off of those that are currently in effect.
Okay, so the rules change along the way, so. Deputy Mayor Widner?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I'll put on my Malahide hat for this one, not the county one, but this was approved before. Man, it's just too bad the paperwork got mixed up, but that does happen. But we're also pretty cognizant of keeping it down to the 50-acre limit for our Amish community. And this does not, the 100 acres doesn't work for them. It doesn't work for a lot of young farmers. This land's getting awfully expensive. You got to rent $30,000 an acre, you can't even get started, so. I still say we have to keep the 50 acres for Malahide to keep our Amish community vibrant and live and keep them here. Otherwise, we're going to be losing them, and that would be a shame. And help our younger farmers be able to start in some form, you know. So I would support we go ahead. I guess Land Division would be the ultimate ones to make the decision, but I would say we'd go ahead. I would go ahead with it anyway to see where it flies. But thank you.
Other comments from council? Councilor Cerna?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Who knows what mitigating circumstances happened between 2021 and 2026 that the paperwork got screwed up somewhere along the line, or family circumstances or whatever, that the rules changed, but maybe their circumstances changed as well, and they finally got around to doing it. So, and you know, 50 acres sometimes is or whatever is feasible for some people, and it gets them a good start. So I agree. I think we should just go ahead and approve it and see where it flies from there. Thank you.
Any other comments? Councilor Wilson?
Through you, Madam Mayor, I think we've definitely done smaller parcels than this, and it happened before I was here. But if we've already agreed to it, it's, I think, passing it along, and you know, it's at least we gave it a shot and went with our original decision. If the county decision has changed since, I guess that's their decision, but I think our decision should be to support it.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Mr. Steele, could you explain that little sliver of C in the plan and why a portion of that and not all of that is being included in section A?
Pardon me, Madam Mayor, I'm just pulling up the schedule here.
No problem.
And sir, can I ask Council to repeat the question, please?
Councillor Veach?
The map on page 24 indicates that a portion of parcel C is being acquired and added to parcel A. What is parcel C, and why does it appear that only a portion of parcel C is being included and not the full depth or width?
Through Madam Mayor, I believe from the parcel fabric of the adjacent property that parcel C actually represents the northern portion of the adjacent parcels. That is the boundary on the left-hand side of the sketch of parcel C is the extent of the property in that location. So it's a reason why it is a sliver of land, is that it is a regular shaped parcel that extends from the adjacent parcel to the southwest.
Thank you.
Any other comments or questions? So it sounds like maybe what should be tabled is a resolution to support, and we'll vote on that. Go ahead.
The report number DS 26-16 entitled Application for Consent to Sever number D10 E39-26 of Trigen Farms Co. Darren DeLebeck, Co. Civic Planning Solutions David Rowe be received, and that the application for consent to sever of Trigen Farms Co. Darren DeLebeck, Co. Planning Solutions David Rowe relating to the property located at Concession 2 North Part Lot 16 and 17 and known municipally as 50241 and 50155 be in a line be supported by Township Council, and that this report and the recommended conditions be forwarded to the Land Division Committee for its review and consideration.
Thank you. Mover and seconder, please. Councilor Lewis moves, Councilor Glinski seconds. All those in favor? The motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Steele. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
You as well.
So we'll move to Emergency Services Quarterly Report. Director Spoor.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This report covers the fire emergency services activity for the first quarter of 2026. Responded to approximately 100 calls, which continues as a gradual increase we've seen year over year. We attended 5 fire incidents during the quarter, and early intervention helped limit overall losses. Fire prevention was active in the community education events, including training delivered at Ontario Police College cadets and public engagement in several local events. We also generated over $20,000 in service-related revenues, and on emergency management note, the township achieved its full provincial compliance for the year. I'll be happy to answer any other questions council may have.
Thank you. Questions, comments? Seeing none. Thank you for the update. The resolution, please.
The report number F2604 entitled Emergency Services Quarterly Report January to March be received.
Mover and seconder. Counselor Cerna moves, Counselor Wilson seconds. All those in favor? Motion is carried. And back to you, Director Spore, for the Malahide Fireworks Bylaw Report, please.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This report brings forward the new fireworks regulation bylaw for council's consideration. The purpose of this bylaw is to update and strengthen the township's rules around sale, storage, and use of fireworks to improve public safety and provide clear enforcement authority. The bylaw aligns local requirements with provincial and federal standards and has also been intentionally aligned with the Township of Bayham's fireworks bylaw, which will help ease bylaw enforcement and provide consistency across municipal boundaries. It sets clear timeframes for when consumer fireworks may be sold and discharged, establishes licensing and permit requirements for vendors, public displays, and pyrotechnic events, and introduces clear safety conditions and a schedule of fines to address noncompliance. Overall, the bylaw provides a more consistent and enforceable framework to reduce complaints, manage risk, and balance public celebration with community safety. If council has any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Thank you. I'll open it up for questions, comments. Counselor Leach?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. To Director Spore. So if I was going to have fireworks on Canada Day on my property, how does this bylaw affect private property citizen fireworks?
Through you, Mayor, to Councillor Leach. It doesn't really affect anything. You're still able to buy consumer fireworks, same as you ever have before. What the bylaw is doing is putting a little bit of guidelines for people that are selling them. And it puts a guideline for when you can let them off. Wind conditions, safety, just adds a little more safety, but there's no permits or anything required for anybody to do a private, as long as you're using consumer fireworks. Where you get in the permit is for display fireworks, like the event at the Port Bruce Pier, or if somebody's doing a wedding and has a company coming to do it, that's all there. Reasonably, though, most of those companies are really good anyway. They always have their paperwork in line beforehand. It's mainly just so we have a framework and a guideline to follow that's consistent with what the laws are. So,
thank you. So how are private property displays where one neighbor has an issue with another neighbor? Is there any capacity in this to deal with those situations?
Bylaw would still have like noise or anything like complaints, but there is notes in this for if they're doing it past 11 o'clock at night, or if they're shooting them onto other people's property, where it's unsafe that way. So you have to keep them on your own property. You can't be shooting them into the neighbor's yard or causing other grief to other people as well. So that is in the bylaw.
Thank you.
And the procedures for complaint would follow the same as any other bylaw.
Most of the stuff is we sort of do already now, just that there's no guideline for it. Like for people doing display fireworks, like for the events at Port Bruce we've had for years, they'll be doing the exact same paperwork they do now, just that we have a process for it. We have a permit for it. We ensure that they have all their insurance and stuff ahead of time. It's laid out a little easier for everybody, that's all.
So we'll be able to do some communication around that, like we have the long weekend coming up and just reminding.
Yeah, we'll
people.
put some reminders out there as well, but we'll do some we'll do some social media coverage and stuff of the bylaws and stuff. We'll also make it available on the website and stuff, and it'll take us a little bit of time. We'll get the forms filled out, made sure the forms are all available for staff to be able to process and give people and pick it off they could take it right off the website and fill them out.
Thank you. Councilor Wilson.
Through you, Madam Mayor, I didn't see it specifically on the list, but what's the fine for Roman candle fight in the middle of the street?
I don't know if there's a specific one. There is probably ones that discharging on private property, so it'd probably be a few $100 anyway. So
thank you.
You and your brother will have to get in trouble, or
asking for a friend. Any further comments or questions? If not, we'll do the resolution, please.
The report number F-2605 entitled Malahide Fireworks Bylaw Report be received, and that council adopt the proposed fireworks bylaw to regulate the sale, storage, display, discharge, and enforcement of fireworks and pyrotechnics within the township of Malahide.
Thank you. Mover and seconder, please. Councilor Leach moves, Councilor Wilson seconds. All those in favor? Motion carries. This brings us to bylaws. So we have 3 bylaws, which we can consider with one resolution, please.
That the following bylaw be now read a third time and finally passed, bylaw 2616, the Baxter Drain, and that the following bylaws be now read a first, second, and third time and finally passed, bylaw 2624, the Fireworks Regulation, and bylaw 2626, appointment of the treasurer.
Mover and seconder, please. Councilor Lewis moves, Councilor Glinsky seconds. All those in favor? And the motion carries. We do not have any items for the committee of the whole. No new business. That takes us to correspondence. There are 19 items. Any comments or anything that needs to be pulled out for a separate discussion? Deputy Mayor Widner.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to do number 11, the Township of Emo, and number 12, Fort Francis. Resolution for accessible roadside washrooms. You know, that's a long distance up there, and sometimes there's not much dignity in having the side of the road in the wintertime. And around here, there's certain, going to number 3 all the way down, there's a washroom there, a little parkette. It's well used. So if the province could consider some of that, I think it would be a great thing, because it's, 2 hours sometimes is enough for some people. So thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, resolution, please.
The items 11 and 12 be supported and the remaining items be noted and filed.
Mover and seconder, please. Deputy Mayor Widner moves. Councilor Lewis seconds. All those in favor? Motion is carried. And this brings us to closed session. We have 4 items to close session, so we'll need a resolution to move into close, please.
The council move into closed session at 7:23 p.m. pursuant to section 239(2) of the Municipal Act as amended to discuss the following closed meeting minutes of April 16, 2026, personnel matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees, labor relations or employee negotiations, employee-related matters, section 239(2)B and D. Number 3, advice that is subject to solicitor-client privilege, including communications necessary for that purpose, EECC agreement, section 239(2)F. And number 4, advice that is subject to solicitor-client privilege, including communications necessary for that purpose, statement of claim, section 239(2)F.
Thank you. Mover and seconder, please. Councilor Cerna moves. Councilor Leach seconds. All those in favor? Motion is carried. Welcome back. We're ready to come out of closed session with the resolution, please.
The council move out of closed session and reconvene at 8:22 p.m. in order to continue with its deliberations, and that the April 16th, 2026 closed meeting minutes were adopted or to be adopted, and staff were given direction, and there's nothing further to report.
Thank you. Mover and seconder, please. Councilor Lewis moves. Councilor Cerna seconds. All those in favor? Motion is carried. And now for the confirmatory bylaw.
That bylaw number 26-28 being confirmatory bylaw be given first, second, and third reading and properly signed and sealed.
Mover and seconder, Councilor Cerna moves, Councilor Leach seconds. All those in favor? Motion is carried. And now adjournment.
The council adjourned its meeting at 8:22 p.m. to meet again on May 21st, 2026 at 7 p.m.
Mover and seconder, Deputy Mayor Widner moves, Councilor Cerna seconds. All those in favor? Motion is carried. Thank you, everyone.